Welcome to MathematicsAnyone. I am Profe Julián Macías. Today I will teach you how identify direct and inverse variation. Direct and inverse variation. I have one example here. This problem we have to find which table show inverse variation. We have to know which table this show inverse variation. Okay, before. As always, I used to do that to explain my class. Let me explain what is the direct variation. We have this formula here. Why we use these variables? We have the formula here is y equals k times x. This is indirect variation relationship. So in here we indirect variation relationship we have k equals, so this is the way to combine the variables y divided by x. Okay, inverse variation here, this is direct, but inverse variation can be represented by the equation by this equation, y equals k over k divided by x, or xy equals k. All right, so that's very important. Memorize, keep in your mind these little formulas to identify which table show inverse variation. So what I mean, what is inverse variation is right here. Direct variation, the relationship is in this way. Okay, but let me go over the problem. Let's go over the problem. Let me show you what I mean. The first table. First table show direct variation because divide by x, you divide y by x here, you divide y by x here, you divide y by x. Look at this. A constant value is 0.7. Here we have to divide. Look at this. Y by x, a direct variation, right? You remember the concept that I give it to you. So you divide this, for instance, negative 13 divided by negative 0.1. Where is the answer here? The answer is 0.7. You divide here 17 by 11.9. Again, you have this 0.7. You divide 23 by 16.1. So it's again 0.7. Look at the formula. So here we 25 divided by 17.5. So again it's 0.7. So this first, so the constant is here. The constant is 0.7. So in this case, this table shows there's a direct variation. So this is a direct. So this was the answer for our first question. Let me solve the second one. The second one is the relationship the second table in this show the inverse variation. This show inverse variation. Why? I show inverse how to write the inverse variation. Remember the formula that I give it to you. Let's write x and y. Remember the formula that I explaining to you, this a little concept, the formulas. Okay, so this multiply here, you multiply this, look at this, negative 1 times 0.5. What is the answer? Here is a 0.5. Here 0.1 times 5 is 0.5. Here 0.5 times 1 is 0.5, right? This is also is 0.5. 0.5, but here this is the division. Here is multiplying, we are multiplying what you see. Oh, but it's the same constant, right? So the second table in one, and that shows the inverse variation, right? And then the y is because here is y is because you divide, here is multiply. Let me show you, because the product here, product, I want to write it, product of x by y is a constant value of 0.5. 0.5. Remember the concept I give it to you. When you divide in the same constant, then is direct variation. But when you multiply, you get the same number, one constant, then it's inverse variation. This is direct variation, this is inverse variation. Here let's write the formula is x, y. Then it's right there. That's it. Let me go to the section number 2. I think here is only identify the tables. The tables is only the main point. Let me go the section number 2 and to our class. How identify direct and inverse variation. So right, we have to write and solve inverse variation equation. Okay, in this section, an inverse variation. Remember, let me write the problem. An inverse variation let's write y equals 4. Look at this with numbers. When x equals 4, when x equals 4, write an inverse that shows the relationship between x and y. That's a problem, right? Inverse variation. Just for remember you, inverse variation. How to write it? Inverse What is the formula? Remember, it's a y equals k divided by x, or x times y equals k. See? A variable k is the constant. It is the constant of the equation, right? So we have to solve this first. Let's see. First, find the constant of variation. So plug a. We have to plug here. We have x equals 4 and y equals 4, right? Into the inverse solution into this is a y here. With the inverse solution, in the inverse solution, then that's all. So let's write here x and y equals k. We are going to work with this formula, right? So we have here 4 times 4 equals k, right? So this is 16 equals k, right? 16 is equals k. Now use we have now use k. I mean 16 k equals 16 to write the inverse variation. To write inverse variation. Now let me go over here. So now use. So now we have to use k equals 16. That's the answer here that we got it. Use k to 16 to write the inverse variation. All right. So we have to write here. Look this. Write y when we started k over x, and then we have to write y equals here 16. We have 16 here. 16 divided by x, right? So the inverse variation of the equation is here. I will to erase the problem, okay? To write the conclusion here. So the inverse variation equation is like we told you, 16 divided by x. This can also be written by or written as x y equals 16, right? And that's it. This one is same to this one. Okay, so This is the inverse variation equation. Inverse variation equation. All right, let me show you another problem here for you. The second problem is in an inverse variation. We have here y. We have y equals 3. When x equals 8. Let me use a red color here. All right, this is the data right there. So we'll write an inverse variation equation, and that show the relationship between x and y. Okay. First, we have to find the constant of the variation. So plug it in. We have to plug in. So plug it in, x equals 8, right? And I'm gonna make sure this and y equals 3. We have the data right there. Into the inverse variation, into the inverse variation, and solve exactly. And then we have to solve for here and then for k. Remember, we have to solve for looking for k. That's it. So let me write the formula right here. We have x, y equals k, and then if we substitute this, we will have x is equals 8 times y is 3 equals k. 8 times 3 is 24. So 24 equals k. Right here, we have the answer ready. So now use k to write the inverse solution equation. So here, now use k equals 24, y equals k 24 to write the inverse, solution, equation. All right. We have to write, then where is the equation? Y equals, remember, 16 divide, no, not 16. K. We have k. Let me write right here when looking for k here. K divided by x. If we simplify this, we will have y equals, right here is 24. K is 24 divided by x. Right? So the inverse variation equation is, so the inverse is y equals 24 divided by x. All right. This can also as x, y equals 24. All right. That's it. So identify and direct and inverse variation. That was our class. This class is belong to rational function. This is the unit. So that's it for today. Thank you so much to be in Mathematics Anyone. I will see you next time. Thank you.